What's up, y'all? Killer Cam here again. Welcome back. Last time we showed you how to swap the gear stacks and differential in your P12 transmission. This time we're going to be showing you what needs to happen to the chassis to accept a 6-speed transmission. There's going to be a number of things that need to change with the actual car before you can put the 6-speed transmission in the car. You're going to have to change your shifter assembly from a linkage type to a cable type. You're going to have to change your wheel hubs so that they can accept bigger axles. You're going to need an axle carrier bracket also to accept the bigger axles, a flywheel, a clutch, and a couple other things. So that's what we're going to be going over in this video. What needs to happen to the actual chassis itself to accept a 6-speed transmission. So let's get into it.
Shit, you fucking crazy.
Alright, so one of the major things that has to change in regards to this swap is the wheel hubs. When you're going 6-speed, it's going to require bigger axles, and the stock hubs have the wrong spline count. They have a spline count for smaller axles. So you can't necessarily use the hubs off of another car. You could take the spindles off of, say, a B13 and put those on the car, but you would end up being 4x114 at that point. You would have to find new brakes and new wheels. I didn't want to do that, so I hit up TDMI and bought some 6-speed hubs from Stephen Wong. Stand-up guy, man. He makes parts for all kinds of cars, not just Sentras and NXs and 200SXs and G20s and stuff, but I think they also make parts for BMWs and WRXs, STIs and stuff like that. But stand-up guy, and huge shout out to him for continuing to support this platform and make parts for us. So yeah, one of the major things that has to change is the wheel hubs and the control arms. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go to the shop and we are going to press in new wheel bearings. We're going to install TDMI 6-speed hubs into our factory B13 spindles so that they can accept B15 Spec V axles. And we're going to take the control arms and press on energy suspension bushings and a 2J Racing roll center correction kit. So I'll see you guys at the shop. Alright, so first up we have a Mazworks axle carrier bracket. What this does is it makes it so that you can run a Spec V axle on your B13 SR equipped car with a P12 transmission. There are a few different variations of this. This particular one is a DE VE style because I am running an SR20 VE engine. The bolt pattern on the back of the blocks might be different if you have a DET or a VET engine, so just make sure that you get the correct bracket for your application. Great craftsmanship here, A1. It's about 85 bucks. Up next we have a TDMI 6-speed hub pressed into an OEM B13 spindle, as well as 2J Racing extended studs. I found that this is the easiest way to go about this rather than swapping spindles and changing brakes and changing wheels. This was easier for me, so I went this route. Another important one, B14 control arms. These are longer than B13 control arms, and it will help alleviate any axle bind. We've also gone ahead and pressed in energy suspension bushings here and installed an extended ball joint from the 2J Racing RCK, and that's going to help bring the control arm back into range as far as geometry goes. Pretty straightforward to press these in, man, if you have a press. This is the other portion of the 2J Racing bump steer / roll center kit. These are tie rod ends, and they use a Heim joint, and they are positioned underneath the spindle instead of on top. And what that will do is bring your tie rod geometry back within spec, just like your control arms with the extended ball joint. As far as clutches go, you got tons of options, man. I chose to go with a 240SX clutch meant for a KA24 because I'm running a spec flywheel. The spec flywheel is specifically made for the 6-speed swap, and if you want one of these, just get in contact with Mark Merlis at Marsh Tuning, and he should be able to get one out to you in no time. Great piece. Okay, axles. I'm going to be running B15 SER Spec V axles. These came off of a 06 model. They are aftermarket. When I was looking for axles at the time, there were no OEM available, so I had to go with aftermarket. I got these from Rock Auto for a little under 100 bucks. Shifter cables. These are from an 06 Spec V. I bought them brand new from the dealership. You're gonna have to cut a hole in the floor for these to go through. Also, the car will need to be converted to hydraulic, and here's a list of everything needed to do that. You can also use U13 parts. I used Maxima parts, but you can use U13 Ultima parts if you would like. Mount kits, you have options as far as mount kits go. Mazworks and Dr. Fab. This is my shifter assembly. It's my favorite part of the swap actually because of the lockout. It's a 03 Maxima shifter assembly with lockout. You got a 03 Maxima shift boot, B13 Sentra automatic shifter surround, and a Mishimoto real carbon fiber shift knob. The reason that you're going to go with the automatic shifter surround is because it bulges up and it clears all the cables and the bracketry underneath with no problem. The regular 5-speed one will not work. This shifter assembly does bolt right in like factory. It uses all the factory mounting points and drops right in with no problems. It bolts right up. One issue that a lot of people face is this coin tray here. They can't put it back in place after they put the shifter assembly in the car, but I'm going to show you how to combat that. You take your shifter assembly and you cut right here. You cut this top triangle off until it clears, and then you should be able to put the tray back on. Alright, so quick recap, man. The transmission, you're going to need two in order to make one. You need your JDM P12 Primera transmission, the 6-speed for the bell housing, and you're also going to need the B13 Spec V 6-speed for the gears and LSD. You swap the gears and diff into your P12 trans. For clutch and flywheel, I have a spec 6-speed flywheel with a Clutch Masters FX500 meant for a 240SX with a KA24DE, and I also have a 2004 Maxima throwout bearing. It's taller than the rest, so I decided to go with that one. For the shifter setup, it's a 03 Maxima shifter assembly with lockout, a 06 Spec V shifter cables, a 03 Maxima shift boot, the B13 Sentra Auto Shifter Surround, and a Mishimoto Real Carbon Fiber shift knob. For the hydraulic conversion, I have a Maxima clutch pedal, Maxima clutch master cylinder, Maxima hardline 02 to 06 Spec V remote reservoir, and the JDM P12 Primera slave cylinder. You can also use U13 parts for this. The U13 Ultima, which is made from 93 to 97. All that stuff is interchangeable. For driveline, we have 06 Spec V axles, the Mazworks carrier bracket, TDMI 6-speed hubs, B14 control arms, and a 2J Racing bump steer kit. Alright, so for the most part, that is what you're going to need to make this swap happen in your B13, B14, or NX chassis. To go 6-speed. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to compile a parts list and price list for you guys to go by, complete with part numbers and where you can get all of these parts from. And trust and believe, man, this is definitely not for the faint-hearted. When I add everything up, I definitely could have, you know, put my money elsewhere or bought an entire different car, or you know, but I love this platform, and this is what has to be done in order for me to keep a transmission in the car at the power levels that I'm making. So it is what it is, man. In the grand scheme of things, it's not really too bad if you buy everything in pieces, you know, because I did not buy everything all at once, and most people can't buy everything all at once. They would have to buy it piece by piece. So I don't know, it's a fun, neat little project, you know, to have something different and unique, and something strong enough to hold certain horsepower levels without breaking. So yeah, that's something that, you know, at least once in my life I had to do, and slowly but surely I am accomplishing that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put up a parts list and the price lists, and I'll also put in there where you can buy these parts from or order them from, and hopefully I can inspire some of you guys to you know, step it up a notch, you know, and you know, push these cars to the limit, you know. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna end the video here. Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share, please, please, please. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one, man. Remember, it's peace, power, and positivity. Catch y'all on the next one.